kahit ako nung pag-exit ko, like nung umalis ako sa PLDT, it was like a 3-year plan.
Emergency fund.
Oo, sinet up ko yung emergency fund, nag-set up ako ng war chest, yung panggera mo talaga in terms of negosyo.
So, in other words also, hindi lang passion, kundi planning also ang kasama, di ba?
Oo, kasi ang daming advantages ng pagiging employed. Blessing yan eh. Call center work, I need to excel. Marketing job, I need to excel. Kung ano man yung binigay ni Lord na opportunity, kumbaga you have to honor the opportunity by putting in 100% and doing your best. Whatever opportunity I got, I made sure to do my best. And it's something I think a lot of young people need to hear.
May tendency ba? Kasi yung minsan yung sinasabi, I'm underpaid but overworked. So, ba't ko bibigay ang best ko?
Para kang nag-aaral na ikaw yung binabayaran. I just looked at it, okay, sinusweldohan niyo ako, natututo ako, kayo nga pinapayaman ko, pero grabe yung learnings on my end, and grabe yung pagkalat ng network ko naman.
Ito naman, what did you understand about money sa palagay mo that really helped you?
I have direct control over how much money I can make.
Ano yung isang money belief that has held you back from really earning the income that you're earning right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Yung concept ng making money work for you.
This is Money Masters, where true stories spark real change.
Mga kapatid, sa araw na ito, from being a go-to guy for sneakers, he's right now one of the most respected entrepreneurs, content creator, and thought leader in business and branding. Ang pinag-usapan lang niya hindi po tungkol sa trend. As a matter of fact, siya yung nag-create. He's a great digital marketer from retail to content to community. This guy knows how to turn influence into cash. So if you want to understand how to monetize your passion, build your personal brand, and stay relevant in a fast-changing world, let's learn from no other than Mr. Carlo Ople. Palakpakan natin si Carlo.
Thank you. Salamat for
Grabe,
having me
Carlo.
today.
Oo.
Thank you.
Oh, inside story si Carlo, inaanak ko sa kasal.
Correct, si Ninong Chinky.
So, let's skip the highlight muna.
Sige,
Oo,
G.
ito, para diretsahan na. I want to go straight that people don't often see. Yung parati kasi tinatanong about success eh. Diba? Pag-usapan muna natin yung mga failures.
Madami yan. Madami.
Ano yung lowest financial moment mo bago mag-workout lahat ng mga nangyayari sa'yo?
Siguro it's a mix of both financial and career. Kasi hindi ko alam ano yung gusto ko gawin sa buhay ko after college eh.
Okay.
So, hindi malinaw sa akin. Kasi parang initially, I wanted to actually get into government service kasi my grandfather used to be, diba, si Senator Blas F. Ople. So, inspired ako sobra sa kanya. Pero when he passed away, parang nawala whatever inspiration I had. So, hindi ko na alam ano gusto kong gawin. So, I was floating a bit after college. Parang nag-call center ako. Tapos nun, ano lang talaga, hindi malinaw yung direction in life. Up until I got a call. Kasi back then, sobrang hilig ko maglaro ng games. Mga Ragnarok, yung mga ganon. So, napansin ako yung company that actually managed Ragnarok in the Philippines, si Level Up Games. Dahil ang ingay ko daw, ang lakas ko daw magreklamo. So, passion into money, di ba? Ito, passion into career. So, I eventually got hired. Wala akong kalam-alam sa marketing, so I had to learn marketing from the ground up. So, I bought all the marketing books sa National Bookstore pa back then. Yung marketing for dummies, finance for dummies. Tinanong ko yung mga kaibigan ko na nag-marketing sa Ateneo, ano ba yung mga books na binili nila for school. Pinagbibili ko lahat. Positioning, yung libro ni Kotler. Tapos self-taught lang talaga, tsaka self-study.
So, ang ibig mong sabihin, pagkatapos mong graduate, lost ka pa rin, hindi mo alam. Tapos, ang nangyari niya, nag-aral ka muli to rediscover yourself.
Yeah, kasi at that point, gets ko na it wasn't really the craft that was more important, at least for me. It was the industry. Kasi if I'm passionate about the industry, whatever skills needed, syempre naturally inclined ako to marketing, pero whatever skills needed, ako, parang no task. Ano yung sinabi na? No task is beneath me, parang gano'n.
So in other words, talagang kailangan pag-aralan.
Oo, kasi lalo-lalo na sa akin, wala akong kalam-alam sa marketing nun eh. Hindi naman ako marunong positioning, hindi ako marunong gumawa ng marketing plan, hindi ako marunong gumawa ng campaign plan, hindi ako marunong gumamit ng mga promos and whatnot to sell products. So I had to self-teach a lot of things.
Wow. So that one on the personal side. Let's talk about on the financial side nga. Ano yung biggest ano mo?
Siguro, parang more or less nandun din eh. Kasi parang back then, hindi malinaw kung saan nanggagaling yung, kumbaga kung saan nakukuha ng panggastos, di ba?
Oh.
So, yung family kasi namin yan, nung simula okay, tapos bumagsak. Tapos nung bumagsak, parang kung nasanay ka na medyo okay, tapos biglang bagsak, diba? Medyo gulat ka.
Mahirap yun.
Hindi mo alam kung paano ka babangon, di ba? So parang ganun yung kwento namin.
Oh.
So, nung bagsak, talagang sadsad. So, at that time, parang, kaya ako napilitan talagang to try call center work, to try to find a job. Kasi I was really trying to figure out parang how to be more independent and how to build my life.
Yeah. What were you thinking during those times nung talagang dapang-dapa ka?
Well, malungkot. Siyempre, may halong depression kasi sanay ka at a different lifestyle, diba? Tapos biglang sumadsad ng ganun. Pero, if there's one thing kasi about me, I'm relentlessly optimistic.
Huh?
Oh,
Talaga?
Yun ang aking number one trait. Sabi nila, parang kahit gaano kasama ang nangyayari, kahit gaano kalungkot, I think I just have a God-given ability to see the silver lining always. So, even if malala, even if malungkot, I always take a look at what are the good things? What are the things that you can hope for? Diba? So, kahit malungkot nun, lagi akong iniisip, maraming pwedeng gawin. Kasi pag may hope ka, tsaka may faith, tsaka
Totoo.
positive ka, yung mga problema lumiliit eh. Diba? Hindi siya as daunting.
Totoo.
Hindi siya as scary. Kasi you know na, one, di ka mag-isa, may kamay na gumagalaw ahead of you to fix things, diba? And at the same time, I just feel like na, kumbaga confidence na hindi, gagawa ko ng paraan yan.
So, ang ibig mo sabihin, mawala na lahat, wag lang pag-asa.
Oo. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, pero ibang topic yan. Marami kasi nawawala na ng pag-asa dito sa Pilipinas, Diyos ko Lord.
Kaya nga, umaalis na yung karamihan,
Oo,
di ba?
dami na nagmamigrate.
Oo. So, yun nga. So, how were you able to get out of that?
Well, it was just taking a look at it day from day, day by day, diba? So sabihin natin, nung whatever opportunity I got, I made sure to do my best. And it's something I think a lot of young people need to hear.
Okay.
Kasi maraming mga bata ngayon, pag they get a job na hindi nila gusto, they don't exert the effort anymore to excel. Kasi feeling nila, hindi pala para sa kanila. Para sa akin kasi, kahit anong ilagay mo sa harap ko, blessing yan eh. Call center work, I need to excel. Marketing job, I need to excel. Kung ano man yung binigay ni Lord na opportunity, kumbaga you have to honor the opportunity by putting in 100% and doing your best, diba? So parang yun yung mindset ko back then. So taking it day by day, from marketing, to learning about handling brands, managing financial statements, as in lahat yun natutunan ko in my tenure in my first job. Tapos lahat yun, nadala ko na sa lahat ng mga naging trabaho ko afterwards.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Tama ba? Kasi you work mostly with young people. 'Di ba? May tendency ba? Kasi yung minsan yung sinasabi, I'm not really compensated well. I'm underpaid but overworked. So, ba't ko bibigay ang best ko? May ganun bang...
Uso yun ngayon.
Talaga?
Lalo na kasi, di ba, nauuso yung mga nag-freelance tsaka yung gig economy. So parang for them, hindi commensurate yung binabayad for a full-time gig, lalong-lalo na if the salary is not to their expectations.
Okay.
But there's a good thing and a bad thing about that. Yung good thing is technically they demand more, which is nice kasi at least they're looking out for themselves. But also at the same time, parang yung bad side naman nun is they might be losing out on opportunities kasi yun yung mindset nila, yun yung nakikita nung gustong makatrabaho sila.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi ako back then, kahit anong sweldo, G lang. Kasi ako, feeling ko, pag nakapasok na ako dyan, I can find my own way to get to the salary that I want.
Yes.
Para I just need a door.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, get me one foot through the door, ilalaban ko na yan hanggang makuha ko yung sweldo na gusto ko makuha.
And talking about doors, one big door that opened to you was when you had an opportunity to work with MVP.
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
That was my last job. So, I've always wanted to work in telco. So, one of my dream jobs yun. Tapos there were opportunities throughout my career na pwede ako mag-telco. But I always felt na ayokong pumasok dyan ng manager or assistant manager or staff. Gusto ko pag pumasok ako dyan, executive. Yun talaga yung goal. Throughout my career, talagang pinapaganda ko yung resume ko, pinapaganda ko yung brand ko, pinapaganda ko yung career ko para umabot sa point na sila yung lalapit sa akin.
Okay.
And yun yung nangyari.
Wow.
They were the ones who reached out. And nagkaroon kami ng negotiations, back and forth, etc., until yun, okay naman. Tapos I was able to enter as vice president for one of the divisions sa enterprise. Yun yung una kong pasok doon. Tapos I stayed with PLDT, I think, for around 5 years before I eventually became a full-time entrepreneur.
Sige nga, parang walk us back, no? Take us back during that time. Ano yung parang, syempre, not everyone's granted the opportunity to work with MVP.
Oo naman.
Oo, ano yung parang nasa psyche muna psyche ng isang MVP? What makes him MVP and run so many companies?
I think one is it's his work ethic talaga. I mean, he is one of the most hardworking people that I know. But coupled with this being hardworking is yung sharpness lang talaga tsaka yung ability niya to see through things, which I think is super important for people in his position. When I say see through things, yung makakita ka ng report or makakita ka ng financial statement or whatever, tapos makikita mo talaga ano ba talaga yung problema ng kumpanya.
Wow.
Ano ba talaga yung kailangan ayusin ng kumpanyang yan. Kasi nandun na siya sa level na yun, he's managing so many businesses eh. So hindi pwede yung tipong, alam mo yun, parang nakikinig ka lang nonchalantly. Diba? So mabilis siya mag-pick up and grabe yung insights na nakukuha niya when he's talking to people.
So, yung parang anong perspective niya, parating nasa macro siya, no? Oo.
Kumbaga, he has a very good grasp of where the industry is headed and where he needs to bring that industry. And at the same time, he also, kumbaga, is a firm believer in innovation and working. Ito, sobrang ako believe sa kanya. Sobrang ako believe the fact na yung mga negosyo niya, regulated businesses. Di ba?
Yeah.
Telco, energy,
Oo.
Meralco, di ba? Electricity, mga tollways, yung mga ganyan. Ibig sabihin nun, he knows how to work within the system as well to make the businesses flourish.
Paano naman siya nag-spot yung terms of people empowerment? Doon ako believe eh. Paano niya ginagawa yun?
Well, si MVP naman, kumbaga, he's a strong believer in the next generation. You see a lot, he's been hiring, or throughout the years, he's hired a lot of young people, young talent. But also, meron siyang mga trusted people around him who've been with him for decades.
One of them is Butch Jimenez.
Oh, yan,
Grabe
paborito ko, Boss Butch.
Ay, Boss Butch!
Paborito ko yun.
Kailan tayo magkikita at saka mag-guest ka dito? Siya ngayon ang nagpapatakbong right now, ah.
Yeah, siya yung paborito ko. Si Butch actually was the one who hired me.
Oh.
So parang nung kinukuha ako ng PLDT, si Butch was the one talking to me, trying to get me to PLDT in behalf of enterprise. So I signed primarily because he was very convincing. So,
Yeah. One last question about MVP. So we go back to you. Ang pinaka-latest na talagang genius na in-acquire niya, yung hospitals.
ay, oo. May kwento yan.
Paano? Ano yung kwento dun? Sige, educate us.
I can't remember the exact story but it has something to do with ano eh. I think, if I remember correctly parang I think it was his relative. I'm not sure if it was mom or cousin na nahirapan sa medical system dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya siya nag-invest into hospitals.
Nagalit.
Kasi gusto niya, pag may pupunta sa hospital na Pilipino, maganda yung services.
Okay.
So, yun yung reason why he got into the hospital field. Which also shows his nationalism, diba? To some extent.
Pero not only that, because in reality, I look at from a business perspective, ang dami niyang pinagbibili ng hospital because kung titignan ko yan, because the population of the Filipinos are aging.
Oo.
And what does an aging market need?
Okay. Hospitals. Pero good services ng hospitals.
Yeah.
Ako natutuwa ako kasi I remember, kaya malapit din sa puso ko yan kasi dati di ba nabaril ako before. So tapos dumaan ako sa government hospital. Naalala ko pa yun parang inoperahan ako walang anesthesia kasi wala daw kaming dala. So galing no? So yun yung kwento ko noon. Kaya nung nakita ko he was heavily investing into hospitals. Tapos nung one time na nagkasakit ako, pumunta ako sa isang hospital na kumbaga was within the MVP group.
Ganun, di ba?
Kitang-kita mo talaga yung difference.
Yung De Los Santos Hospital lang for me. Siyempre, di ba, nung nabili niya, nagbago talaga.
sobrang
Physical,
laking difference.
lahat. So, right now, siyempre, ayun nga, from an employee, what made you switch?
To becoming an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Madali lang kwento dyan.
Ayun.
So, 2012, I got passed for a promotion. So, dapat ako yung mapopromote, pero they got someone else kasi they felt like I was too young. So, dahil doon, 2012, I said to myself, I will retire from corporate life before 40 and I will put up my own businesses. So, 2012, naalala ko yun. Actually, 2011, December, sabi ko, ano magandang negosyo? Tatayo ako ng tech reviews website. So, tapos inisip ko, pwede ko ito sa gawin paggabi. Kasi kailangan ko pa rin magtrabaho eh.
Yes.
Kailangan ko pa rin ng sweldo. So, every night, magsusulat ako. Tapos every day, magkatrabaho ko. Hanggang mapalaki at mapalaki ko to. Kasi at the back of my head, iniisip ko lang noon, bata pa ako, time was my biggest ally.
Yes.
Na I could spend the next 10, 15 years building something. So, tinayo ko yung Unbox.ph, which is a gadget reviews website. So, every night, titingnan ko ano yung mga news sa tech, isusulat ko, natuto ako gumawa ng WordPress website. Tapos araw-araw magsusulat lang ako, mga 3 to 4 articles every day. Pagkatapos noon, nung napapansin na ako, Naalala ko pa noon, pag may event, tapos invite nila ako, kailangan ko pa mag-file ng leave. Di ba? Kasi hindi ko naman pwedeng
Tama.
Hindi naman ako yung, alam mo, hindi naman ako pwedeng mawala sa opisina, di ba? So, mag-file pa ako ng leave. Tapos pupunta ako sa event para i-cover yung event. Tapos dahan-dahan, lumaki at lumaki yung team. Kumita na yung negosyo through the years. Tapos now, it's one of our, kumbaga, more profitable and biggest businesses, which is yung Unbox.ph. Si Unbox.ph has been operating na for 15 years.
So, ang ibig mo sabihin, ganito, hindi ka nag-resign agad. Ang ginawa mo, nag-ano ka muna, binild mo muna yan.
Oo, kasi ang daming advantages ng pagiging employed eh.
Sige, kwento mo nga.
So, kunyari, una-una sa lahat, para siyang tuition, para kang nag-aaral na ikaw yung binabayaran. That's how I looked at it.
Galing galing.
Na parang natututo ako, lumalawak yung network ko. Ang dami kong nakikilalang mga CMOs, mga CEOs. Ang dami kong natututunan in terms of marketing, branding, businesses. Imagine mo, I got to handle hundreds of millions in marketing budget. So, alam ko na paano gumamit ng pera pagdating sa marketing. So, pagdating sa sarili ko negosyo, alam ko na what works, what doesn't work, di ba? So, I just looked at it, okay, sinusweldohan niyo ako, natututo ako, kayo nga pinapayaman ko, pero grabe yung learnings on my end, and grabe yung pagkalat ng network on my end. So, hindi talaga ako umalis. As in, tsaka nag-enjoy din ako being employed, diba? So, pagkatapos nung umalis na ako sa kumpanya na yun, I got into advertising naman kasi I wanted to have a better, deeper understanding of communications and marketing. So, I ran a digital agency for 6 years. Tapos within those 6 years, mga naging kliyente ko doon, sila Unilever, sila J&J, Jollibee. So again, network and building connections and knowing people, meeting people, and just learning about different businesses and expanding your network. Talaga laking bagay ng network eh. Basta yun. Tapos all that time, through those years, paggabi, pinapalaki lang namin yung negosyo.
I think that's a very good business mo. Kasi ang mindset ng karamihan, ay, hindi na ako masaya sa work ko, stress na ako, magre-resign na ako, mag-start na ako. So, in other words, wala silang fallback, wala silang regular income.
Ako, I wouldn't recommend that kasi kahit ako nung pag-exit ko, like nung umalis ako sa PLDT, it was like a 3-year plan.
Emergency fund.
Sinet up ko yung emergency fund, sinet up ko yung, di pa nga emergency fund, nag-set up ako ng war chest, yung panggera mo talaga in terms of negosyo, willing to lose, yung mga ganyan.
Oo.
So, ang dami kong sinet up na safeguards.
Sige,
para
natin emergency fund, meron, tapos may bala ka, pang negosyo, war chest.
negosyo, tawag ko doon yung war chest.
Oo.
Pagkatapos nun, I had a separate fund for yung operating lifestyle namin for like a year.
Wow.
Yun yung inipon ko talaga. Kasi kasal na ako eh. Di ba pag when you have a family, lalo na ikaw yung lalaki sa bahay, you have a responsibility to make sure na okay kayo.
Yeah.
Diba? Di naman pwede mag-resign ako hindi ko alagaan si Mitch. Diba?
So, in other words also, yun nga, hindi lang passion, kundi planning also ang kasama, di ba?
Oo, kasi so I'll step back a little. Kasi nung tinatayo ko yung negosyo, kasi we were expanding na. So, nagsimula sa Unbox.ph, diba? Tapos tinayo namin yung UCN, which is our talent agency. Tapos nagtayo ako ng production group. Tapos we expanded pa into media. So, lumaki na yung negosyo. Pero, alam ko back then, na if I were to leave PLDT, ayokong singilin yung kumpanya ng lifestyle ko. Alam ko, I needed more time for the company to grow before it could afford me.
Yeah.
So, ginawa ko talaga, parang nag-ipon ako ng pang sarili kong buhay for a year. Habang ginagawa ko ng negosyo, nang wala akong kinukuha sa negosyo. Para nung kaya na ng negosyo, tsaka pa lang ako kumuha ng something from the business.
Yeah. Kasi,
So, yun yung ginawa naming setup.
galing. So, people right now acknowledge you as one of the most successful entrepreneur.
Hindi naman.
Hindi, in terms of content creation, in terms of content creation, digital advertising, yun nga. So, right now, pwede mo bang sabihin that right now you're earning real money?
Oh, yeah. More than earning real money, I think what I've earned the most that I treasure is my independence and my time. I think that's the most important thing. Kasi kung sanay ka maging empleyado for 17 years, like me, na everyday pumapasok ka sa trabaho, may boss ka, na yung calendar mo, iba'y nagpupuno. Kasi ganun yung buhay na empleyado eh. So para sa akin, more than the money, what I treasure the most is the fact that I have my time. Kasi once you realize na how valuable time is, pwede mo i-convert time to money. Diba? Either, kinyari, you, when you do your speaking engagements.
Yeah.
Or ako, pag nag-isip ako ng bagong racket, or when I do branded deals, or when I do more content, diba? So, alam ko na if I need money, I just have to convert time to money. Kumbaga sa paano ko na lang gawin yun, depende na yun sa diskarte natin lahat, diba?
Kaya nga, minsan, Carlo at saka mga tagapakinig, minsan hindi natin naintindihan, di ba? May study nga sa JICA na how much money are we losing because of traffic.
Oh, sobrang lala. Pero ngayon, wala masyado traffic. Mahal ng gas eh.
Hindi, pero yung ano kasi, kailangan maintindihan nyo, okay, kung ano lang, permission lang, gusto kong turuan siguro lahat using this opportunity. Kailangan i-tie up mo yung annual income mo. Kung ano yung annual income mo, divided mo by monthly. Kunyari, kumikita ka ng 1M, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kumikita ka ng 80,000 pesos per month. Yung 80,000 divided by 30 days. Okay? So, lumalabas na kumikita ka ng mga almost 3,000 pesos. Okay? Per day. Divided by 24 hours.
24, yun yung hourly rate mo.
Yes, yun yung hourly rate mo. So, kunyari, na-traffic ka ng 3 oras, di ba? So, more or less, 24 hours, 125.
125,
Yeah. So, 125. Kung 3 hours, ang nawawala sa'yo, more or less,
375
pesos. Kung
3 oras
3,000.
lang. Oo.
Eh, kung kumikita ka ng 30,000 an hour.
Oh, mas mataas.
So nagigets nyo, dapat ganun kayo mag-compute. Is that also how you compute?
Time, not in a similar way, but in a more, a bit, kumbaga, mas carefree. Hindi kasi parang ako, I put a lot of value in, in my independence to do what I want. Kasi kung titignan mo talaga yung buong career ko, kahit lahat ng mga trabahong kinuha ko, they were very intentional kasi gusto ko siya. Kasi, like what you said kanina, passion-driven, di ba?
Yeah.
So, I've always worked on the axis of what I'm good at and what I love.
Yeah.
Pag nag-intersect yun, then I know para sa akin siya.
Pero paano na kung love mo lang, pero you're not good at?
O, di tawag doon hobby.
Oo.
Diba?
Pero pag you're good at, tapos hindi mo naman love, di ba? You're good at, you're getting paid, pero hindi mo naman love.
Tawag doon pang savings. Pero simula, ganun ako nung simula.
Oo.
Pero eventually kasi you realize na if you learn the skills for the industry or job that you want, then you can get to that point.
Yeah.
Diba, kanyari ako, wala na akong alam sa marketing. Hindi, alam ko. Tapos natuto na ako diba? Natuwa na ako. So, just to answer your question, kanyari, dun sa oras, so, kumbaga, I compute more of it na parang, if I look at time as a resource na and how I spend it can affect either my happiness or my wealth.
Oh,
Parang ganon. So, for example, I love playing cards. Diba? Ayun yung thing ko playing cards and competing around the world playing cards. So, yun, I will not give that up kasi it makes me happy and it gives me joy. So, I like flying around the world, competing against other people in the game that I play, which is Flesh and Blood. So, while that is negative in terms of money, it is super positive in terms of joy.
Yeah, fulfillment.
Diba? So, hindi ko pwedeng bitawan yun kasi that makes me who I am. And at the same time, pagdating naman dito sa Pilipinas, alam ko na kahit kunyari, this month, sabihin natin, ang dami ko pala oras, ano yung pwede ko gawin to either add more layers of revenue to the business? Saan ako pwede tumutok para mas malaki yung impact ko sa negosyo ko? Yung mga ganon. Diba? Kasi I know, ang number one skill ko is as a salesman of the company. So, sino yung mga pwede kong kausapin? Ano yung pwede kong gawin to drive revenue forward? Yung mga ganon.
Galing.
Diba?
Ay, nako. Alam mo, guys, this is a masterclass. I hope na, well, Carlos telling the story, you start taking notes. Kasi, alam mo, Carlo is one of the most generous and selfless person that I've never known. Hindi, kasi may mga iba nag-gatekeep Ayaw talaga i-share talaga yung gets mo.
Or naniningil. Pero okay lang naman maningil.
So, ito naman, what do you understand or did you understand about money sa palagay mo that really help you?
I have direct control over how much money I can make. I think yun yung most empowering thing that I've learned. Na if I spend time or effort, I can make money. So it just boils down to how much money do I need. Parang if I need to raise, sabihin natin, funds to fund a new business or endeavor, how much do I need? Okay, ano yung pwede kong gawin to raise that money?
So ang parating, hindi mo ina-allow yung resources mo to limit what you want.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Oo.
Like, ano yung kailangan, tas I'll find a way.
Hindi yung I cannot afford it, it's how can I afford it?
Oo, ganun talaga ever since yung mindset. And again, not from a perspective of gusto ko magwaldas ng pera. From a perspective of how do I raise the money to build the businesses that I want to set up. So for example, yung pinakabago kong negosyo, bago ako sa trip ngayon, yung concept of third spaces. Alam mo yung third space?
Hindi.
So first space mo is your house, your home. Second space mo is your work.
Okay.
Usually yung dalawa lang. Pero may third space which is where you can enjoy and be yourself. Usually mga hobby spaces yan. Pwedeng pickleball. May pickleball ka mamaya. Pwedeng sabihin natin yung kung saan ako naglalaro ng cards.
So, ang ibig mo sabihin yung third space, gagawin mo negosyo?
O, yun yung mga ginagawa kong negosyo ngayon. So, for example, yung Unbox, diba? That's a third space for collectibles and TCGs. Yung tinatayo ko ngayon, nagtatayo ako dance studio. Wow! So, coming soon, second floor, Promenade, Ember Dance and Arts.
Bakit ka naman?
Mag-o-open ng May.
Ikaw, sumasayaw ka?
Hindi.
Ano?
Well, marunong ako mag-salsa kami ni Mitch. So, may salsa classes siya for couples.
Okay.
Pero tinayo namin yun kasi ako, it's really trying to find businesses that can be AI-proof as well. So, any space that can bring people physically, feeling ko is a good business 2026 onwards. And ang Gen Z kasi naghahanap ng connection eh. Naghahanap ng... sa US nga, di ba, may resurgence of malls.
Yes.
So, you have to get ahead of the trend. So, ako, ang nakikita ko talagang big business opportunity, third spaces.
Yeah, so ang galing ng idea na yan. So, house, work, and then yung passion
Kung
mo.
yung passion or hobby mo. So,
Galing.
it can be pickleball. So, ayun yung next na gusto namin gawin. So, may tinitingnan na kami site for a pickleball court. Ako bala sa'yo.
Grabe to. Uy, guys, pag itong episode na ito, pag di pa nagbagong buhay nyo, wala na ako magagawa, mga kapatid. So, let's talk about mindset right now because a lot of people are stuck here, no? Ano yung isang money belief, honestly? Lahat naman tayo, hindi naman to perfect, no? That has held you back from really earning the income that you're earning right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Yung concept ng making money work for you.
Okay.
Kasi nasanay ako active income eh. So, ibig sabihin ng active income, sanay ako na...
Work ka, you get paid.
Yun, dun ako nasanay. So, it took a while for me to realize and to understand the value of investing.
Okay. Ano yung breakthrough na investment? Uy, pwede palang mag-work.
Dalawa yan. Unang-una sa lahat, nung natuto akong mag-dividend stocks. So, parang doon na-realize ko na para pala to libreng money every year, di ba? Depende kung ano yung mga kumpanya linagyan mo ng pera tapos nagdi-dividends every year.
Okay.
Natutunan ko lang yun nung nasa PLDT ako eh. Kasi di ba minsan may stocks na binibigay sa
stock
inyo.
options eh.
Tapos hindi ko naman ginagalaw. Tapos makikita ko na lang doon sa app ko, parang notice of dividends. Uy, ano to? So doon ko na-realize, okay, ganun pala. So, ever since that opportunity, parang natututo na ako to be more mindful with where I put my money outside of my more aggressive investments.
Second?
Yung second naman is really understanding na hindi, this is me more being maluho tsaka yung joyful side ko.
Sige.
Na hindi ibig sabihin porket nag-enjoy ka at masaya ka at feeling mo pwede mong pagkakitaan, kikita ka. So, kunyari,
minsan
cards,
nalulugi ka
yung mga
rin.
ganyan. Dami beses ko nalugi. Diyos ko, daming beses na wala ng pera.
Oo. Alam mo, I'm enjoying this conversation.
Salamat naman.
Hindi, especially, alam mo, when you talk to an intelligent person
Ay,
and
wow.
with an unintelligent
Ay, wow.
person, nababalanse eh. Hindi, kayo, mag-comment kayo, di ba? Nag-enjoy ba kayo sa conversation na ito? Paki-comment na lang. So, what's something you used to spend naman, honestly? I'm sure, meron din tayong season na ganun eh, na pa-impress, di ba? May season ka bang ganun?
Oo,
Talaga?
grabe. Yung I had a phase where I was buying watches and bags. So, when I say watches and bags, so yung mga Rolex, yung mga IWC, yung mga, ano pa ba yung mga pinagbibili ko? Ang dami kong pinagbibiling relos nun eh. Hindi ko na maalala. Basta, nasa bahay lang naman. Nandun lang sila. Tapos sapatos, alam niyo naman, di ba? There was a time na I was buying a lot of sneakers. Pero yung pinaka, I think, sign na I was buying it more to impress others than make me happy. It was really the bags. Yung mga LV na bags. Bibili ako sa Greenbelt. Tapos, alam mo yun. Kasi lapit na PLDT sa Greenbelt.
Panglalaki.
Oo, mga panlalaki. May ligaw yung mga backpack na pure leather na mga magaganda. Tapos, eventually, na-realize ko, parang laki sayang na ito, hindi nag-appreciate. At least yung relos na-hold yung value.
Oo.
Diba? Or yung sapatos, at least dati, ngayon hindi na eh. Pero dati kasi yung shoes, pwede mo i-flip kahit nagamit na eh. Yung bags, hindi talaga siya nag-appreciate. So, parang na-realize ko na, parang I'm spending money to impress people that, alam mo yun, don't even really care about me. So,
Okay.
ever since then, medyo drop ko na yung habit na yun.
Guys, if you're able to relate with what we're saying right now. Kung nakaka-relate ka sa sinasabi niya. Lahat tayo, we go through those phases eh. Wala namang masama yan, di ba? Ang importante, yung magkaroon ka na realization and you turn over to a new leaf. Magbago ka.
Correct.
Di ba? Ang pinakamasakit niya, nung na-realize mo na, di ba? Tapos lubog ka pa sa utang.
Buti naman, wala pa ako doon. Buti na lang, generous si MVP magpasweldo.
But what happened after success was even harder. Type part 2 if you want more.
Naging milyonaryo ako hindi dahil sa negosyo. Naging milyonaryo ako kasi naging magaling ako empleyado. Ano yung mga importante sa negosyo? Yung number 1 daw is profit. Number 2 is purpose. Tapos napaisip nga ako dun, una ang profit. So you have to figure out, are you on survival mode or are you in your building mode? Kasi pag survival, wala kang choice.
So do you still feel the pressure and the fear of making big decisions?
Oo naman, every day.
So what's the biggest waste of money today?
Coffee.
Chinky Tan, with over 6 million Facebook followers, 2.8 million YouTube subscribers, and 2.4 million TikTok fans, is now all out to share with you the most practical, simplest path to lasting wealth.